is that golden hall. There dwells Theoden, son of Thengel, king of the Mark of Rohan. We have come with the rising of the day. Now the road lies plain to see before us, but we must ride more warily, for war is abroad, and the Rohirrim, the horse lords, do not sleep. Even if it seems so from afar, draw no weapon, speak no haughty word. I counsel you all, until we have come before Theoden's seat. The morning was bright and clear about them, and birds were singing when the travellers came to the stream. It ran down swiftly into the plain, and beyond the feet of the hills, turned across their path in a wide bend, flowing away east to feed the Entwash far off in its reed-choked beds. The land was green. In the wet meads and along the grassy borders of the stream grew many willow trees. Already in this southern land, they were blushing red at their fingertips, feeling the approach of spring. Over the stream there was a ford between low banks much trampled by the passage of horses. The travellers passed over and came upon a wide rutted track leading towards the uplands. At the foot of the walled hill, the way ran under the shadow of many mounds, high and green. Upon their western sides, the grass was white as with a drifted snow. Small flowers sprang there like countless stars amid the turf. "Look," said Gandalf, "how fair are the bright eyes in the grass. Never mind they are called simple mean in this land of men, for they blossom in all the seasons of the year and grow where dead men rest. Behold, we have come to the great barrows where the sires of Theoden sleep." "7 mounds upon the left and 9 upon the right," said Aragorn. "Many long lives of men it is since the Golden Hall was built." 500 times have the red leaves fallen in Mirkwood in my home since then," said Legolas, "and but a little while does that seem to us." "But to the riders of the Mark it seems so long ago," said Aragorn, "but the raising of this house has been a memory of song, and the years before are lost to the mist of time. Now they call this land their home, their own, and their speech is sundered from their northern kin." Then he began to chant softly in a slow tongue unknown to the elf and dwarf, yet they listened, for there was a strong music in it. "That, I guess, is the language of the Rohirrim," said Legolas, "for it is like to this land itself, rich and rolling in heart, and else hard and stern as the mountains. But I cannot guess what it means, save that it is laden with the sadness of mortal speech." "It runs thus in the common speech," said Aragorn, "as near as I can make it. Where now the horse and the rider? Where is the horn that was blowing? Where is the helm and the harbour, and the bright air flowing? Where is the hand on the harp string, and the red fire glowing? Where is the spring and the harvest, and the corn growing? They have passed like rain on the mountain, like a wind in the meadow. The days have gone down in the west, behind the hills of the shadow. Who shall gather the smoke of the dead wood burning, or behold the flowing years from the sea returning?" Thus spoke a forgotten poet long ago in Rohan, recalling how tall and fair was Eorl Garth, rode down out of the north, and there were wings upon the feet of his steed. Far off, father of horses, so men still sing in the evening. With these words the travellers passed silent miles. Following the winding way up the green shoulders of the hills, they came at last to the wide windswept walls at the gates of Edoras. There sat many men in bright mail, who sprang at once to their feet and barred the way with spears. "Stay, strangers here unknown," they cried in the tongue of the Vidamar, demanding the names and errand of the strangers. Wonder was in their eyes, but little friendliness, as they looked darkly upon Gandalf. "Well do I understand your speech," he answered in the same language. "Yet few strangers do so. Why then do you not speak in the common tongue, as is the custom in the West, if you wish to be answered?" "It is the will of Theoden King that none should enter his gates, save those who know our tongue and are our friends," replied one of the guards. "None are welcome here in days of war but our own folk, and those that come from Mundwood in the land of Gondor. Who are you that come heedless over the plains, thus strangely clad, riding horses like to our own horses? Long have we kept guard here, and we've watched you from afar. Never have we seen other riders so strange, nor any horse more proud than is one of these that bear you. He is one of the Mearas, unless our eyes are cheated by some spell. Say, are you not a wizard? Some spy from Saruman, or phantoms of his craft? Speak now, be swift. We are no phantoms, said Aragorn, nor do your eyes cheat you. For indeed, these are your own horses that we ride, as you knew well ere you asked, I guess. But seldom does thief ride home to the stable. Here are Hasofel and Arod, that Eomer, the third marshal of the Mark, lent to us only 2 days ago. We bring them back now, even as we promised him. Has not Eomer then returned and given warning of our coming? A troubled look came into the guard's eyes. Of Eomer I have naught to say, he answered. If what you tell me is truth, then doubtless Theoden will have heard of it. Maybe your coming is not wholly unlooked for. It's but 2 nights ago that Wormtongue came to us, and said that by the will of Theoden no stranger should pass these gates. Wormtongue, said Gandalf, looking sharply at the guard. Say no more. My errand is not to Wormtongue, but to the Lord of the Mark himself. I am in haste. Will you not go or send to say that we are come? His eyes glinted under his deep brows as he bent his gaze upon the man. Yes, I will go, he answered slowly. But what name shall I report? And what shall I say of you? Old and weary you seem now, and yet you are fell and grim beneath great evil. Well do you see and speak, said the wizard, for I am Gandalf. I have returned, and behold, I too bring back a horse. Here is Shadowfax the Great, whom no other hand can tame. And here beside me is Aragorn, son of Arathorn, the heir of kings, and it is to Moonburg that he goes. Here also are Legolas the elf and Gimli the dwarf, our comrades. Go now and say to your master that we are at his gates, and would have speech with him, if he will permit us to come into his hall. Strange names you give indeed, but I will report them as you bid. But learn my master's will, said the guard. Wait here a little while, and I will bring you such answer as seems good to him. Do not hope too much. These are dark days. He went swiftly away, leaving the strangers in the watchful keeping of his comrades. After some time he returned. Follow me, he said. Theoden gives you leave to enter, but any weapon that you bear, be it only a staff, you must leave on the threshold. The door wardens will keep them. The dark gates were swung open. The travellers entered, walking in file behind their guide. They found a broad path, paved with hewn stones, now winding upward, now climbing in short flights of well-laid steps. Many houses built of wood and many dark doors they passed. Beside the way, in a stone channel, a stream of clear water flowed, sparkling and chattering. At length they came to the crown of the hill. There stood a high platform upon a green terrace, at the foot of which a bright spring gushed from a stone carved in the likeness of a horse's head. Beneath was a wide basin from which the water spilled and fed the falling stream. Up the green terrace went a stair of stone, high and broad, and on either side of the topmost step were stone-built seats. There sat other guards, with drawn swords laid upon their knees. Their golden hair was braided on their shoulders. The sun was blazoned upon their green shields. Their long corsets were burnished bright, and when they rose, taller they seemed than mortal men. There are the doors before you, said the guide. I must return now to my duty at the gate. Farewell, and may the Lord of the Mark be gracious to you. He turned and went swiftly back down the road. The others climbed the long stair under the eyes of the tall watchman. Silent they stood now above and spoke no word, until Gandalf stepped out upon the paved terrace at the stair's head. Then suddenly, with clear voices, they spoke a courteous greeting in their own tongue. Hail, comers from afar, they said, as they turned the hilts of their swords toward the travellers in token of peace.